guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with the snippet strip and some die cut pieces and things to have a play around. I recently did a video where I said that I had come along and just kind of altered some snippet strips by adding a few kind of extra elements and things like that, and maybe some lace and things, and yeah, just kind of altering them a little bit. Mainly at my sewing machine, and yeah, just kind of adding things quickly and tearing the snippet rolls into sort of manageable chunks really to use. And then what I did was then took a collage masterboard and just cut it down to make some pockets. Now I did talk about putting some of these in my shop. I haven't done that yet, but having said that, I may have done by the time the video goes up. But yeah, definitely I think that's something that hopefully I'm going to look at doing, but I'm not sure whether, you know, whether I have done yet or not. So I'm just sorting out some little bits and pieces that I'm going to use for this project. And as you can see, I've already got my snippet roll here, which has been completed. Now this was one that I did quite a while back. So I'm just going to like edit it basically when I tear it down to use, and then I'm going to cut a collage masterboard. So this was exactly what I did, you know, in the video where we, you know, where we actually made these, and then you can kind of make the two bits come together. So what I'm going to do first of all is, this is my snippet roll, as you can see. Now this was one of my early snippet rolls, and I have to say it's massive. It's fine. I don't mind it. In fact, in some ways, I'm now thinking, oh, I maybe preferred it massive. But yeah, it's quite big. So I'm going to just tear it into little chunks, the type of sizes that I would then use when I come to use it on a piece, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to go in where I see like a natural kind of tear point. So like here, like that. And then, for instance, here, I'm just going to tear it down like that. Again, maybe like here, like that, and here, like that. So I have got some fabric on here, but again, if it, you know, doesn't tear off, then I can always snip that down. And then, yeah, I mean, that one's quite a biggish piece, but again, it's fine. So I can just tear that down on the edge. So like that. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that we're going to kind of update and, you know, alter, ready to use on our masterboard. So I've picked a reasonably neutral masterboard. So hopefully it's going to make a sort of striking combination. But again, I haven't picked one, you know, that's going to be the obvious choice, if you see what I mean. So although it is neutral, it's not completely neutral, if you see what I mean. So it wouldn't have necessarily been one that I would have chosen, because these have actually got blues and things like that on. So yeah, hopefully we're going to just be able to pull something together, but not something that you would have naturally put together, if that makes sense. So I've pulled out some little bits and pieces that I thought we might be able to use. So I've got here this book plate. So I'm just going to sort of see where I might be able to put this. Now this one, again, because this was one of my earlier masterboards, I have used, I think, copy paper thickness for some of these elements. So like this butterfly. Now, again, I probably wouldn't really do that so much now. But it's just sort of, you know, as we develop and learn, I suppose, we alter our techniques, or not even develop and learn, but, you know, we might, yeah, have a preference for, you know, certain paper thicknesses, and then we change and sort of decide, well, actually that's not really, you know, how I want to work at the moment. So, you know, we change into using something else. So like that, I'm just going to then stitch this with the sewing machine like that, and then I'm just going to go back through, which will hopefully ensure that that's really nicely stitched down. Okay, so that's our piece number 1. Now obviously I have got some tearing going on over here, but again, I'm not going to get too stressed about that, because if I don't end up covering that up, we could always ink that up or something later. You know, it's not really kind of something that I'm going to get too worried about at this point. I mean, you might even find that you can cover things up by just putting another piece, or, you know, whatever. But yeah, I don't want to get too bogged down with, for instance, like that. You know, because I mean, actually, I could just add that bow there. The bow looks really pretty. So let's just add the bow. So again, just going to stitch that on. So I'm just stitching things really rather than gluing them. You know, just because, yeah, that's just quick and easy to do. I'm here at the sewing machine. So we'll just, you know, we'll just go with the flow and use the stitching. Okay, so that's my bow now. Just covering up, you know, just put that on there literally just to cover up where I had that torn section. So, and it looks really pretty now, doesn't it? So, yeah, that's my first one. Okay, next one. So we've just got this portion here. So for this one, I might just, for example, add maybe a butterfly, or I could add a bow. Oh, that's really pretty. Yeah, that's really, really pretty. Love that bow. So again, just going to stitch that through. And again, you know, this early snippet roll, you know, I don't think I'd use stitching at all on here. And I'm not saying that you have to. I use lots of, or make lots of snippet rolls that I don't use stitching. But I think sometimes that the stitching actually adds to the sort of effect of the snippet, if you see what I mean. So for instance here, because it's black stitching, it just gives it that extra, you know, extra something to look at when it's on the page. So yeah, I mean, I just really like that and think that looks really pretty. So again, let's put that to one side. Okay, next one. So, and again, I'm just going to trim this or tear this down, and I'm going to tear it down here as well. And yeah, just so as I neaten up those edges, you know, where I've torn it down. Like that. Now, I might use a butterfly for this. So I've also got my butterflies here. This is from my, you know, junk journal, whoops, basics and essentials kit. But it just happens, I've got this pinkish butterfly, which I think would actually look really good on here. So let's just take that, cut that out. Okay. I mean, this snippet roll was predominantly kind of blues and things, but yeah, it just must have had the odd section with sort of pinks. So let's try and bring out the pink a bit more with the pink butterfly. Okay. Like that. Okay, right. Now, because we're using the pink, and it's got the black on it, I'm wondering whether we might be able to put a bit of black lace on this. So I have bought my black lace along. And as you know, I am a black lace fan. So black lace, not the band. Not the band, but yeah, black lace like this. So I'm wondering if we could use a bit of black lace there. Now, do I want it over or do I want it under is the question. I think over, so let me just cut this down a bit. Okay. So again, all I'm going to do is kind of try and ruffle this round. So I might even start over here on this flock. Okay, and yeah, let's just go around there. And then just want to kind of like, carefully put it around here. Always feel so nervous, honestly, on camera because don't want to have an accident with the sewing machine whilst I'm on camera. Well, I mean, I don't want to have an accident with the sewing machine full stop, but especially not while I'm on camera. Yes, it's always a bit dicey. So, yeah, especially when you're sort of sewing something that's, you know, a little bit on the delicate side, or, you know, not that much kind of to hold. Right, now, I'm wondering, do I want that down there or do I want it up there actually now? Because I'm now thinking maybe up there balances the black a little bit better. I have got another pink butterfly. It's slightly different, but I'm thinking we could possibly have that as well. Let's just take this one. Oops. honestly, I've been having such a lot of fun with these, and yeah, just really loving making these over the last few days. So you know, I don't know about you guys, but just go in phases of, you know, things that I sort of love doing. And I mean, the problem is with crafting, I love doing it all. There's just not enough time to do everything that I actually want to do. But yeah, over the last few days, I've been really loving doing these, you know, altered sort of snippet rolls. So yeah, they're kind of, you know, one of my favourite things to do at the moment. So I'm just going to pop this butterfly here, and I'm just literally going to just stitch that down straight through like the middle, and then just back stitch through that middle bit as well. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. And then here, just pop this one. I might do it here, and then I might cut that label down. I'm not sure. We'll see how it looks. Okay, take that out. So, you know, I mean, you're not needing a whole bunch of sort of stitching, but just a little bit. Now, I have to say that lace is pretty big on there, so I might even have to snip that lace down, which I know is a shame because it would obviously lose that scalloped edge, but I don't think it would matter, to be honest, because I feel like it's a little bit too ginormous. So yeah, that probably is a bit better, isn't it? Like that. Okay, let's put that to one side. Of course, won't throw that lace away because, you know, I will probably be able to use that on something else. Right, okay, so next piece. So this is that quite big one. So again, let me just see whether I can use this black lace on here. This again is, I think, copy paper. Well, it might not be. So I'm thinking we could ruffle this across here. Now, I'll really have to be careful here because this is not very much lace to play around with. Okay. Like that. Okay. Like that, and take that out. Okay. Snip that off there, and then I'm just going to see if we could have another butterfly on here. I'm just going to take this off. Or I've got a couple of book plates which might be quite nice on this one. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Actually, I have got the word memories, which I might prefer. Okay, and then, oh, how gorgeous does that look? I don't know whether that's really showing up that much on camera, but it looks really pretty having the, yeah, the doubled up sort of butterfly. That just looks really gorgeous on there. Right, and I actually quite like that there as well. So let's put the butterfly on first. Oops. So again, just going straight through the body of the butterfly and then straight the way back. Okay, yep. Take that out. Okay. Like that. And then here, the book plate. Just going to put that down. And again, just kind of like stitch straight through there. And then just back. And I might even go down. So let's just move that out. Okay, and then just take that out. Oh, how gorgeous does that look? It really looks pretty. So yeah, right. I have got a lot of threads on here, so I will need to obviously tidy these bits up in a minute with all the threads, but yeah, just really love that. So pop that to one side. Okay, last one for this batch. So yeah, we could have another word on there, and the reason I've picked this up is because of course we've got that blue from the postage stamp, so we could have that. We could have, I've got, oops, a blue flower here. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Maybe over there. Oh, that looks so pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, I love how that blue flower looks. So again, just going to literally stitch right through there. Okay, and then just back. Okay, right. Love how that looks. And just take that out. Oh, so pretty. Right, so that's our clusters. Now what we want to do is obviously make our collage masterboard pieces. So if you've done your collage masterboards, and again, you know, I'm hoping I'm going to sell a few collage masterboards actually in their entirety in my shop as well. So, you know, these are all just plans that I've got. So, yeah, I hope that they've actually been in my shop at some point by now. So this is an A4 collage masterboard. And again, I'm just going to cut it down sort of in half, first of all. Again, not measuring, just sort of guesstimating really. And then just straight down like that. So that basically you're just making 4, you know, pocket / journal card, you know, whatever you want to be using them for. You've made 4 of those. So like that. I mean, you know, this one, you could just cut this into 2 belly bands, to be perfectly honest. The only thing is, because we're doing this with the snippet strips, they may be a bit wide for a belly band piece. So that's why I'm kind of like suggesting cut this way, is because, you know, I think for how we're using the pieces, they're not going to comfortably really fit on here with the belly band shape. So we're going to just quickly take this, and all I'm going to do is literally stitch around the edges. And again, you could vary this up. You could double stitch, so you've got like 2 lines of stitching going around. You could zigzag stitch, you know, all of those kinds of things. You don't even have to stitch around the edges. You might prefer to stitch just like randomly, or you might prefer to stitch through your collage, if you see what I mean. So where you've got your collage pieces, you could follow the stitching around there. All different kinds of, you know, looks and things that you can go for. I'm just being very basic and just doing like frames basically around my pieces. You know, because I just like to keep things nice and simple really. But do play around, because I'm sure that there must be a whole bunch of different types of things that you could be doing. I'm sure you don't have to just be, you know, boring like I'm doing, stitching around in a sort of frame fashion. But yeah, I mean, I just think that's a winning formula. And sometimes I think, you know, why overcomplicate things when actually you've found something that does work? You know, sometimes I think we sort of feel like we have to do things differently to change it up for the sake of it. And actually sometimes there's no need to, because it works perfectly well how you've done it previously. So, like that. Okie dokie. Okay, and take that one out. So I've just got 2 more to do, and then we'll have done all 4 of those. So, I mean, you can see how quickly this is all coming together. Obviously, the hard work has been done. So please don't think that, you know, this is, you know, how quick your pieces are going to come together, because the point is, you know, the pieces that obviously take the time are making the snippet roll, are making the collage in the first place. You know, those are the things that do take the time in the first place. But this is just kind of suggestions as to ways that you can then quickly transform your collage masterboards and your snippet strips into usable pockets, or, you know, usable pieces of ephemera. You know, without kind of any effort required really. So just finish this last bit. So okay, And to be honest, I mean, we've talked about it so many times that, you know, I know probably sound like a scratch record, but I think for me, you know, I never grasped the whole, you know, lots of ready-made ephemera until later on, you know, at least probably a couple of years into my junk journal journey. And honestly, it makes such a huge difference, you know, even if you didn't use everything ready-made in a journal or whatever, or a project. If you have a few bits that are ready-made, it just cuts down so much on the amount of time it takes to make a journal. You know, or like, for instance, cuts down on the amount of time it would take you to make a pocket. So, for instance, like this, having this collage masterboard, you know, within a couple of minutes, we've just literally cut that into quarters, stitched around it, and there you've got 4 potential kind of pockets or journal cards, or, you know, however you wanted to use these. And that's, you know, that's done then. So, you know, they're just well worth having kind of ready-made bits and bobs, be it collage masterboards, be it snippet rolls, or, you know, anything really, because they're just going to make your life easier in the long run. So that is those pieces. And then let's pull in our little bits of our snippet strip just to kind of demonstrate now. So this piece, again, I can't read music, so I'm just trying to fathom out whether this is upside down or not. I just have to tell by these little things. So that, for instance, on there, again, you know, that's not necessarily what I would have automatically put with that masterboard. But doesn't that look so gorgeous? And then if you just had a few little complementary bits, for example, you know, for example, this word journal, you know, pop that in the corner and you've got a complete piece there in like no time at all. If you wanted it up, you know, for instance, like a portrait piece, let's have it this way around so the text is up the right way. You know, in no time at all, you've got a whole piece there that's come together. And, you know, it looks like that's taken hours. I mean, like I say, it probably has, because you've made the snippet roll, you've made the collage and all of that. But the actual assembling of this piece has taken seconds. So that's, you know, that's example number 1. Let's put in another one. So this is obviously that much bigger piece. So, yeah, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter which piece it really goes on. But let's just say, for example, here, obviously this piece is quite big, so there's not really much room at all, you know, to add anything else. But again, you know, you could add something like, you know, I mean, we could even just add like this little blue word in the corner. You could add blue trim. I just happen to have this blue, I don't know whether this is seam binding or, you know, what this is. But yeah, so again, you could like ruffle that on the edge of this piece. And again, that's just taking that up a notch and to the next level. And it's, you know, that's seconds. Or some blue sari silk or something like that on there. So let's bring in one of those pink ones. So this one here, for example. Oh, I mean, how yummy does that look? So yeah, let me just check which piece I'd prefer to put it on. I mean, again, it really doesn't matter. It looks scrumptious on either. But yeah, let's have it on this piece. How gorgeous does that look? I mean, it's just yummy, isn't it? It's so, so pretty. And again, nothing, no effort at all. Could just put a little number or something in the background. You know, if you had something pink, which I'm pretty sure now, because I'm looking for something pink, I'm not going to be able to find anything. But yeah, I mean, if you had something pink, you could put it on there. So for instance, here, just got this pink frame. You could put the pink frame on. I'm not saying that that's the right piece, because actually it's already got the label, so it's possibly a little bit on the weird side. But, you know, you could do different things with this to incorporate something else pink. I mean, that colour looks amazing. So, you know, if I had something else in pink in my little bag, which I don't appear to have, then, of course, you know, it would look incredible. Oops, what's this? No, it's a brown label. Bow, sorry, not label. Yeah, so I mean, if I had a pink bow or something, then, you know, of course that's going to look amazing. I have got like a pink rose here, so you know, again, you could just sort of incorporate, for example, number, little rose. You could put a rose this side to sort of, you know, for the continuity. And how gorgeous does that look? And again, that's taken seconds, you know, absolutely seconds to put together. So that's that one. And then let's do this. Oh, well, I've got these two left. So yeah, and obviously I've only got one piece of collage masterboard left. So let's just try both of these just to see. So we've got this one here, which looks gorgeous, doesn't it? And we've got that beautiful teal colour going on there. Or we've got this one with, of course, that architectural image there. And this one's got sort of some lilacs and some pinks and things like that going on. So again, very, very pretty colours. And I'm just going to take a butterfly from my basics kit. Hold on. Oops. Oh. Okay, and we'll just take this. Oh, it's getting near school run time, so I'm going to have to speed up. Otherwise it'll be time to go to the school and I won't have even finished my video. So right, okay, so just then obviously trim this round, and this just literally picks up the colour of that bow just perfectly. I mean, how gorgeous does that look? And then again, you know, if I had something like a number, which of course again I don't have a number now in that colour, because that would all be just a bit too convenient, wouldn't it? But I have got this one, which, you know, I mean, obviously this is huge, so, but I've got smaller versions of this, but just not with me. But if I had a smaller version, I could put that on there, and that's just, again, brought all those lilacs together into that, you know, that colour scheme. And so it's just brought the whole thing together just beautifully by just picking up, you know, the lilac from the bow, and then just bringing it in with the butterfly, and then bringing it in with just that number tab. And, you know, it's just made the whole thing then come together and work together. So, yeah, I hope it's given you some ideas. And, you know, I hope you have lots of fun playing around with your snippet strips and your masterboards and things like that. Like I say, I will try and put some of these kind of sets into my shop. But it might take a little bit of time. But yeah, I really hope that you like them, and yeah, have great fun if you decide to play with some of yours. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.